When it comes to becoming a really successful Amazon seller, yes, it does take a lot of practice and learning in the beginning to get going, but the learning does not stop there. Things on Amazon are constantly changing and shifting and evolving. And it's up to us as Amazon sellers to stay on top of these things in order to continue being successful. And today I am so lucky to have Eddie from Guava Listings here with us because he is going to explain to us a new concept on Amazon that really does affect your sales. So if the idea of a Geo-Rank is completely new to you, then you are going to want to tune in for this video because Eddie is going to break it down for us exactly what Geo-Rank is, how it affects our sales, and what we can do about it. Let's get right into it. But before we go any further, we have to pick a winner for last week's drawing. So anybody who commented on our video and is a subscriber to our channel, you were entered in for a drawing for this week to win $100. I'm going to randomly pick a winner right now. And if you are the winner, you have 1 week to send me a message on Instagram to claim your prize. But if you weren't able to get in on last week's drawing, that's okay because we're doing it again right now. Since this video is all about Geo-Rank, let me know down in the comments below in order to get into this drawing for $100 where you are watching this video from. Are you in the United States? If so, which state are you watching from? If you're not in the US, which country do you reside in? Drop that comment and make sure you're a subscriber to our channel and you are in the drawing for next week, $100. Good luck for next week, but right now, let's see who this week's lucky $100 winner is. Congratulations to you. We really hope this $100 helps you out during this holiday season or helps you get going with your Amazon business. Again, you have 1 week to message me on Instagram to claim that prize. And everybody else, you could be next week's $100 winner by dropping down below where you're watching from and subscribing to the channel. Good luck. Eddie from Guava Listings is an expert with SEO strategies and listing optimization. And if you missed the first video that we did together where he taught us so much about Amazon SEO, I will link that above for you to check out after this video. But today, Eddie is here to explain to us a pretty new concept known as Geo-Rank, which actually has a pretty big effect on your Amazon sales. So Eddie, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly is Geo-Rank?
Yeah, so Geo-Rank is essentially, right, there's different keyword rankings for different areas of the country, different cities, different zip codes, everything like that, right? So right now, all the major Amazon software tools show one keyword ranking, right? Let's say you're selling this white water bottle and it could be, your main keyword is white water bottle and one of the major trackers is showing that you're ranked number 2. You think everything is great. You think you are probably getting the maximum amount of organic sales because you're ranked, 2, 1, whatever it is. Well, unfortunately, that's not the whole truth, right? You could be ranked number 2 in Miami, and that happens to be where the keyword tracker is showing the one location that the keyword tracker is showing. But you could be ranked number 27 for white water bottle in LA and even like 107 in New York. So you're not even approaching the maximum amount of organic sales that you could be getting. And that's Geo-Rank in a nutshell. So you might be losing out on sales because you're actually not ranked well across the whole country, but there is ways to influence it.
So that's really interesting, but actually also kind of confusing, I'm sure, for a lot of sellers because this is really a new concept. We see that rank and we assume that we're doing well overall in general. But being that this is something that is so new, how do we know, how can we prove that this Geo-Rank actually exists?
Yeah, so there are there's several ways, right, that we've been able to prove Geo-Rank. I mean, some of the best evidence is Amazon's own words. Now they're not using the term Geo-Rank. That's kind of like a different term that we've made up, right? But as you can see here, this is an article from Reuters. The online retailer on Saturday said it has reduced delivery times, reshaped its inventory management system, as well as search page capabilities to show customers items closest to them, leading to products reaching 12% less touch points before they're being delivered. Right? Another article from CNBC talking about Amazon. Same-day sites are stocked with a rotating selection of millions of items tailored to what customers are purchasing in the area, whereas a typical warehouse is much larger and may have more random assortment. Amazon plans to double down on the number of same-day sites in the network over the next 2 years, right? So this is the keyword here, is tailored to what customers are purchasing in the area, right? Other, easy ways to prove that are just go on Amazon yourself, right? Of course, it's going to be whatever zip code that you are getting delivered in, but you can go to the corner as you're searching and type in a different zip code, right? And just do random searches, and you're going to see different, if you put in white water bottle in LA, and then you switch the zip code to somewhere in New Jersey, you're going to see different products, or at least like a different assortment of ranks. Geo-Rank definitely exists, and it's very easy to prove. Essentially, Amazon is showing products to customers that are closer to them, right? So if for whatever reason that there was more interest, or the product did better for a little bit in Texas, let's say in Dallas, it's now going to show, because there's more demand in Dallas, there's more inventory in Dallas, it's going to show customers, your product is going to be shown higher up in the search rankings, because it's going to get to the customer faster, and it's going to get to the customer cheaper for Amazon. For whatever reason, let's say there was not a lot of demand in New York, well, there's not going to be inventory in New York, and so therefore, if there's not any inventory, or not that much inventory in New York, they're not going to be showing that product ranked high, because it's not going to get to the customer quick, and it's not going to get to the customer cheaply.
This is also fascinating, and it really makes it so true to know that Amazon is always changing and always evolving and developing. So it's important for sellers to stay on top of things like this, because I'm sure a lot of the audience here, this is going to be the first time they're hearing about this. So I'm wondering, how can you track Geo-Rank?
What my partner has developed, right, is the first tool that's able to track all of the keyword ranks across all of the different micro markets. So here you're seeing just one viewpoint of this tool, right? There's going to be multiple viewpoints. One of them is going to be a map of the US, so you can kind of see, like here, have different filters. It's showing you where you're ranked 11 to 50. This one is showing where you're ranked for a certain keyword 1 through 10. So you know that these areas are already good. Maybe these areas are where you're going to need to kind of work on, and these areas are, these in the red here, past 50, right? So these are areas that maybe you can work on later, right? But like maybe it's more a better idea to kind of try to work on the ranks in these ones that you're already kind of in the mid range, and get them into that top 10 a lot easier. Stuff like that. There's other viewpoints, right? This one is showing a range. So for the example product here, right, we had acne treatment. This is showing a range of ranks on different keywords, right? So for example, right here on 15th of September, this across the nation for acne treatment, which is one of the most important keywords for this product, right? They ranked 6 through 107. Right, so this is another way to look at, like, so if you look down here at pimple cream, they're ranking 1 through 5 for the most part across all these days, right? They don't have to work on pimple cream. They're already in the top 5 across the whole country for pimple cream, but something for acne treatment, right? They're ranging from 6 to 107. So this is this is a keyword that they can work on. So it's going to just have different viewpoints, right? But it's with this data that you can then find out where you need to work on and where you need to increase your rank across the country.
What exactly is this tool?
Yeah, it is a Geo-Rank tracker. It's almost ready to launch.
So for people who want to purchase this tool when it's ready to go and have access to that, where would they go to get it?
The best place right now would be to sign up for my Geo-Rank newsletter, where I'm going to be kind of, I've been breaking down all of this week by week, different little, bite-sized aspects of Geo-Rank, especially as I learn myself, right? So I think the important thing is, that we do have some ways that you can use this data, of course, but I think the important thing is like just getting out the general concept that this exists. Here's the tool that can help track it, and then we're gonna let people use it and formulate their own ways to use it. Of course, there'll be a link to sign up for the newsletter at guavalistings.com, and that's going to be the best way to kind of stay up to date with all of this as the tool gets launched, ways to use it, how to use the tool, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, I'll definitely be posting a webinar about it at some point in the future. So yeah, the best way is to get on that that newsletter.
So how can you use geo-rank data to boost those weaker sales ranks?
All right, so a few things that we would just need to cover. The difference between a first order ranking impact and a third order ranking impact, right? So first order ranking impact is when someone is on Amazon and they type in the word, like, for example, let's go back to the example, white water bottle, right? And they find your product, click it, if they add it to cart, if they purchase it, right? Amazon's going to recognize that and give it a first order ranking impact, which is really strong. First order ranking impacts, you can go from page 7 to page 1. Third order ranking impact is just like a general, sales. For example, you did a Facebook ad directly to your Amazon ad, right? It's not getting attributed to any keyword that was typed in on Amazon search engine, right? It's just, it's just getting a sale, which is still really good, right? You're still going to get, rank juice for it, but it's not as strong as a first order impact. One of the most important things to understand about this is what you're already doing will work, right? However, it just needs to be geo-targeted, right? It needs to target the areas that you're not doing so well. So one big thing here, and a lot of what people will say, is that Amazon PPC does not, Amazon sponsored ads, they don't allow for geo-targeting, which is true. Hopefully that changes in the future. Right, but for right now, you can't. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't be running PPC. You absolutely should, right? But you can't geo-target that. You can just think about any of the other ways that you've ever marketed your Amazon product, tried to rank, your Amazon product. You can still use those. They just need to be geo-targeted, right? So pretty much every single off Amazon PPC platform allows for geo-targeting, right? So that if you run Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok, Pinterest, and a lot more, obviously. Let's say you're not doing well in Dallas, right? Let's say, or you're doing okay for white water bottle and a few of the water bottle for hiking, et cetera, et cetera. You're in the, say, 20 to 50 range, right? And you want to get them into the top 10. Realizing, hey, there's not that much inventory in Dallas, right? And that's why it's not being shown. What you need to do is now generate demand in Dallas specifically with this outside traffic. So whether it's Facebook, Google, TikTok, right? Target Dallas in your marketing campaigns, in your Facebook and Google ad campaigns. Once you start getting sales from that, Amazon's going to recognize there's demand in that area. They're going to send inventory to that area, and everything is going to start to rise. Going back to the Fori and Tori stuff, right? Now, I'm not saying, okay, that you should run a search find buy. It is absolutely against TOS. Amazon has cracked down on it. But if you are still someone that does that, here's your chance to get a first order ranking impact. Just run the search find buy through a Facebook or a Google ad or whatever it is. Get them to go to, white water bottle, but now it's people specifically in Dallas, purchases for white water bottle from that, and it could really increase the rank. Now, of course, again, there is a lot of risk with that. So that's something that you have to decide as the business owner or, decision maker in your company, if that's something that's worth the risk for you. But if not, right, if you want to just run a Facebook ad in Dallas just directly to your ASIN, and you can, if someone buys, you can still get a Tori, a third order ranking impact. Now, it's not going to be nearly as powerful for just white water bottle, but it will over time help you get up in the ranks in the Dallas area specifically. There's other things that I haven't gone too deep into yet. So for example, Amazon DSP, and I'm not an expert in this whatsoever, but Amazon DSP, it's not the same thing as Amazon PPC, right? It's different, ad platform, but it does also allow for geo-targeting. So it's really just essentially finding where you're doing okay or not so good and trying to push those up in the rank. So once you've got the data with this tool, then you go and do whatever marketing methods that you want to learn or that you're already good at. Let's say you're already good at Facebook ads, just target them to the Dallas area. And that's obviously just an example. You can obviously have a few campaigns running at the same time in places you're not doing so well. And then over time, watch that Amazon recognizes the demand now in Dallas. They start sending more inventory, and watch over time as you rise in the keyword ranks, because now your product that sells well, right, is also closer, and it's gonna get to the customer faster, and it's gonna get to the customer cheaper for Amazon.
You've done an amazing job teaching us that baseline understanding about GeoRank and geo-tracking, and I really can't thank you enough for coming here and taking the time out of your day to teach us about everything you've been researching.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm still learning it myself. So I appreciate you having me on and letting me try to get my baseline understanding across. But it's super exciting, and I think, again, like I said, I think people are gonna find. I obviously mentioned doing outside traffic campaigns, but I think there's going to be a lot more applications with this tool. But of course, right, you need the data first. This is really the first tool to do that. So I'm really excited to, play a small part in getting it out there.
I think I jumped the gun a little earlier asking you about that software, but to stay up to date, to keep getting the info from you that you're going to keep learning and teaching us, is that newsletter the very best place for people to go to stay up to date with your info?
Yeah. The newsletter is the best place because how I have it set up, right, is it's like a dripped content for at least to get the baseline, and then as I learn more, I'm just putting it in more, right, and any announcement that's going to come with the tool. Like I said, I have every intention of hosting a few webinars to teach people how to use the tool and other ways to use the data, especially as I learn more. And then once that gets released and people come back to us, hey, like, I've used it this way, I've used it that way, all that information is going to be in that newsletter. So yeah, you can go to guavalistings.com. It'll be a pop-up link there. I have a page on my website dedicated to GeoRank. And then, of course, but obviously, if the link is in the episode, that would probably be the easiest.
Yeah, I'll definitely have that link to that free newsletter right below in the description. So you can click that and get right on Eddie's newsletter to keep learning more about this GeoRank. Thank you so much again. This is Eddie from Guava Listings. We really appreciate you being here and sharing this knowledge with us.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me.